For Indians living in America, the daily crush of dark news from the homeland is a reminder that the pandemic is far from over. Virginia resident Varsha Mehta.
It's heartbreaking. They don't have beds. People are laying. There is 4,000 people are dying every day, and it's a unbelievable situation.
Indian Americans say the world's largest democracy was not adequately prepared.
India's infrastructure is just not built to handle something like this, just given overcrowding and the amount of people crammed into just small spaces at all times. And I think once the first wave kind of settled down, it was, like across the world, it was this sense of, okay, back to normal. But everybody experienced the second wave in some sense, and it's just hitting India a lot harder.
I definitely have elders in my family who've gotten vaccinated or at least gotten first dose, but you can definitely tell that they hasn't been efficient enough, and you could say that that's the fault of the government probably, to not, be devoted to committing and getting the resources that they need before, lifting all these restrictions and saying that, COVID is not in India right now. It'll be fine.
With over 20.2 million cases, India has the second highest number of COVID-19 infections behind the United States and the third highest number of deaths behind the U.S. and Brazil. Tuesday, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki told reporters the United States is continuing to send aid to the hard-hit South Asian nation.
6 air shipments funded by USAID have departed the United States, 5 of which have already arrived in India. These flights include health supplies, oxygen supplies, N95 masks, rapid diagnostic tests, and medicine. And these are a lot of the components that the Indian government has expressed a vital need for. More flights are on the way, with total assistance expected to exceed $100 million.
But for many, the aid may be too late. Michigan resident Kalpana Bakad notes the impact on her family in India.
I have lost an aunt. I have lost a sister-in-law to COVID. And we have had many members of our family who have, who have been impacted by COVID, and they have recovered, luckily, but it's real.
The Indian diaspora in the U.S. is doing its part to raise money and help ease the suffering of so many. Indian American Chandru Asharia of Michigan.
This is one time that the entire Indian American community has come together and is pouring, the kind of support that you see for the situation back in India is extraordinary.
For the more than 4 million people of Indian descent in the U.S., a dichotomy of sorts as vaccinations increase in the U.S. and the pandemic rages on an ocean away. Mariama Diallo, VOA News.